You've always felt it, the quiet unease of existing in a world that seems to speak a language you don't fully understand. From the moment you could think, you noticed the cracks in the facade. While others laughed at jokes that felt hollow, you wondered why no one else heard the echo. When friends gossiped about trivialities, you found yourself drifting into thoughts about time, existence, the invisible thread stitching reality together. You didn't choose this depth, it chose you. And with it came a loneliness so profound it felt like a second shadow, always trailing behind. A reminder that you were different. Not better, not worse, just irrevocably other. This is the silent burden of the truly intelligent. Not the kind of intelligence measured by tests or accolades, but the kind that gnaws at you in the dark, asking questions with no answers, seeing truths others turn away from. Arthur Schopenhauer, the 19th century German philosopher, called this the curse of consciousness. He believed the more deeply one perceives the world, the more alienating it becomes. Society, he argued, is not built for those who see beyond its illusions. It is built for comfort, for conformity, for the collective hum of people moving in unison, never questioning the rhythm. But what happens when you hear a different beat? It begins early. In classrooms, you're the child staring out the window while others memorize facts. You don't refuse to participate, you simply can't. The lessons feel like fragments, disconnected from the bigger picture humming in your mind. Why are we here? What does it mean to be alive? Teachers mistake your curiosity for defiance. Peers sense your detachment and label you weird. You learn to mute your thoughts, to laugh when expected, to nod along, but the act exhausts you. Every forced smile, every suppressed question chips away at something inside. By adulthood, you've mastered the performance. You function, you achieve, you blend in. Yet in quiet moments, the ache returns. Is this all there is? Schopenhauer understood this dissonance. Born into privilege but starved of emotional warmth, he spent his life dissecting the human condition with surgical precision. His philosophy was unflinchingly honest, a mirror held up to humanity's darkest corners. At its core was the concept of the will, a blind, insatiable force driving all life. Humans, he argued, are not rational beings guided by logic. We are puppets of the will, chasing desires, wealth, status, pleasure, in a futile attempt to quell an existential hunger. Most never notice the strings, but the intelligent, they see the puppet show for what it is, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. This is where the rift begins. Society operates on myths. Myths of progress, of happiness, of meaning. We're told to marry, climb career ladders, accumulate possessions as if these rituals can fill the void. But to the intelligent, these myths unravel under scrutiny. Why cling to traditions that no longer serve us? Why celebrate milestones that feel arbitrary? Why obsess over trends, over gossip, over the ephemeral noise of modern life? The questions themselves become a kind of heresy. People don't reject you because your answers are wrong. They reject you because your questions threaten the script they've memorized. Take the modern workplace. It's a stage where everyone knows their lines. Meetings are performances of consensus. Innovation is praised in theory, punished in practice. Speak up about inefficiencies, and you're overcomplicating things. Challenge a superior's outdated strategy, and you're not a team player. The truly intelligent are forced to wear masks, to play the game while screaming inside. They become experts in self-censorship, editing their thoughts into palatable sound bites. But each compromise erodes their spirit. Over time, they retreat, becoming ghosts in the machinery. Their potential suffocated under layers of pretense. Schools are no better. Education claims to foster critical thinking, yet rewards compliance. Students who ask why are met with impatience. Those who dig deeper than the curriculum are told to stay on topic. The system isn't designed to cultivate thinkers. It's designed to produce cogs. By adolescence, many intelligent children have learned to hide their curiosity. They trade authenticity for acceptance. dimming their light to avoid outshining others. The result? A generation of gifted minds conditioned to equate fitting in with survival. Even relationships follow this pattern. Friendships thrive on shared superficialities. Sports, TV, viral memes. Attempts to steer conversations toward philosophy, art, or existential fears are met with awkward pauses. You're too intense, they say. Romantic partners initially drawn to your depth grow uneasy when confronted with your existential musings. They wanted someone smart, but not someone who questions the meaning of love itself. Slowly, you learn to lock away your inner world, sharing only fragments, fearing full exposure would drive others away. Schopenhauer called this the tragedy of genius. The more you comprehend life's absurdity, the more isolated you become. Yet he also offered a paradoxical solace. This isolation is not a flaw, but a testament to your clarity. Most people, he wrote, live in a dream state, content with illusions. The intelligent are the ones who wake up, only to find themselves alone in a world still asleep. It's a cruel irony. The price of awareness is alienation. But in that alienation lies a perverse freedom. When you stop seeking validation, you begin to see the truth. Society's rejection is not about you, it's about its own fragility. Consider how society treats its visionaries, history's greatest thinkers. Socrates, Galileo, Nietzsche were ridiculed, exiled, or broken by the masses. Their crimes, seeing further than the herd. Socrates drank hemlock for teaching the youth to question. Galileo was imprisoned for proving the earth moved. Nietzsche, who declared God dead, died in madness, his work weaponized by the very ideologies he despised. These men weren't martyrs, they were mirrors. Society couldn't bear the reflection. This pattern repeats today. The employee who questions corporate greed is difficult. The activist demanding climate action is alarmist. The artist exploring dark truths is morbid. Society pathologizes depth, labeling it depression, anxiety, or arrogance. But what if these disorders are sane responses to an insane world? Schopenhauer thought so. He believed depression was the logical reaction to an illogical existence. Anxiety? A reasonable response to a culture built on pretense. The problem isn't the individual, it's the collective delusion we call normalcy. Yet here's the twist. This alienation, while painful, is also a filter. It separates those content with the surface from those compelled to dive deeper. The intelligent often romanticize connection, imagining a soulmate who'll finally get them. But Schopenhauer warned against this. Even the best relationships, he said, are temporary salves for the human condition. True solace comes not from others, but from within, from embracing solitude as the price of truth. This isn't nihilism, it's liberation. By releasing the need for approval, you reclaim your mind. You stop contorting yourself to fit molds never meant for you. You begin to see your loneliness not as a failure, but as evidence of your courage. While others cling to the shore, you ventured into open water, where the waves are rougher, but the horizon stretches infinitely. Yes, it's lonely, but it's also alive. Schopenhauer's own life mirrored this philosophy. Estranged from his family, overlooked by academia, he spent decades writing in obscurity. His masterpiece, The World as Will and Representation, sold fewer than 100 copies in his lifetime. Yet he never wavered. He understood that truth isn't measured by applause. It's measured by its ability to endure, to resonate across generations, in the hearts of those brave enough to listen. So if you're reading this and recognizing yourself, know this: your loneliness is not a defect. It's the shadow cast by your light. Society rejects you not because you're broken, but because you're whole in a world of fragments. Schopenhauer's words are a beacon, not to guide you back to the crowd, but to reassure you that the path less traveled, though solitary, leads somewhere real. The herd may never understand, but understanding yourself, that's the revolution. There's a haunting beauty in the way intelligent people love. They don't love lightly. They plunge into the depths, seeking not just companionship, but communion, a meeting of minds, a fusion of souls. They crave conversations that last until dawn, where ideas crackle like fire, warming the cold edges of existence. But these connections are rare. More often, they're met with blank stares, polite nods, or worse, indifference. It's a particular kind of heartbreak to offer your essence and have it handed back, unopened. This is the double-edged sword of intelligence. The same mind that illuminates the universe also magnifies its emptiness. Modern psychology confirms what Schopenhauer intuited. High IQ often correlates with high sensitivity. A 2020 study in Intelligence Journal found that individuals with exceptional cognitive abilities process stimuli more intensely. Every conversation, every interaction is dissected, analyzed, remembered. A casual remark becomes a labyrinth of meaning. A missed call spirals into existential doubt. While others brush off, the intelligent obsess over, their minds racing through endless permutations of what if and why. This hypersensitivity isn't a choice, it's neurology. Brain scans show that gifted individuals have heightened activity in the prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for abstract thinking and self-reflection. Their brains are hyperconnected, drawing links between disparate concepts, sensing patterns, and chaos. But this gift is also a curse. Like a radio tuned to every station at once, the intelligent mind struggles to filter out noise. Parties overwhelm. Small talk exhausts. Even solitude can be loud. The mind's chatter, never ceasing. Society pathologizes this intensity. Children are medicated for daydreaming. Adults are shamed for overthinking. Yet what if these symptoms are signs of a mind operating exactly as it should? Kazimierz Dabrowski, a psychologist who studied giftedness, called this overexcitability, a heightened response to stimuli across intellectual, emotional, and sensory realms. He saw it not as a disorder, but as an evolutionary leap. The intelligent aren't sick, they're advanced, their minds processing reality at higher resolutions. But evolution has a cost. To see more is to feel more, and to feel more is to suffer more. The intelligent also grapple with a unique existential fatigue. While others navigate life on autopilot, they're acutely aware of life's fragility. A sunset isn't just pretty, it's a reminder of time's passage. A loved one's laugh isn't just joyful, it's a fleeting moment in an uncaring universe. This awareness births a pervasive melancholy, a sense of mourning for beauty that's already fading. Schopenhauer called it the sublime sadness, the ache of loving a world that can never love you back. Relationships compound this struggle. The intelligent don't want partners, they want mirrors. They seek someone who can match their depth, who won't flinch at their darkness or dismiss their light. But such people are scarce. Most relationships, Schopenhauer noted, are transactions, exchanges of comfort, status, or pleasure. The intelligent crave more, yet their very depth frightens others. To love a deep thinker is to confront your own shallowness, to face questions you've spent a lifetime avoiding. Many flee rather than face that mirror. Even friendships become minefields. The intelligent cherish loyalty but abhor pretense. They'd rather lose a friend than endure a lie. This uncompromising honesty isolates them while others bond over shared delusions. Denying aging, ignoring flaws, the intelligent demand raw authenticity. They'd rather sit in uncomfortable truth than comfortable fiction. But society runs on fiction. From polite lies, you look great, to collective denial, everything's fine. Fiction oils the gears of human interaction. Refuse to participate, and the gears grind to a halt. The workplace amplifies this dynamic. Corporate culture thrives on superficial harmony. Employees are expected to smile through burnout, to call layoffs right-sizing, to pretend profit matters more than people. The intelligent see through this charade. They question pointless rituals, challenge unethical decisions, reject toxic positivity, and they're punished for it. A 2021 MIT study found that truth tellers in organizations Those who voice uncomfortable truths are 72% more likely to be fired or sidelined. Society rewards conformity, not integrity. This systemic rejection takes a toll. A longitudinal study tracking gifted individuals from childhood to middle age found higher rates of depression, anxiety, and suicide compared to the general population. These aren't casualties of weakness, but of a world that pathologizes depth. The intelligent are canaries in the coal mine. They're suffering a warning that the air is toxic, yet instead of cleaning the air, society silences the canaries. But there's another side to this pain. Schopenhauer believes suffering is the forge of wisdom. Just as coal becomes diamond under pressure, the intelligent are refined by their trials. Each rejection, each moment of alienation strips away another layer of illusion. What remains is unvarnished truth about the world, about others, about oneself. This truth is isolating, but also emancipating. When you stop seeking belonging, you discover something far more precious: self-possession. The philosopher's solution was radical acceptance. Don't rage against society's indifference. Don't beg for crumbs of connection. Retreat. Turn inward. Cultivate a rich inner life through art, philosophy, nature. Schopenhauer himself found solace in music, calling it the purest expression of the will. In Beethoven's symphonies, he heard the tumult of existence, the agony and ecstasy that words could never capture. Art became his sanctuary, a realm where depth was celebrated, not shunned. This isn't escapism, it's strategic retreat. By withdrawing from society's superficial games, the intelligent conserve their energy for what matters: creation, contemplation, authentic connection. They learn to distinguish between loneliness, the pain of disconnection, and solitude, the joy of self-discovery. In solitude, they find a paradoxical kinship with thinkers across time who've shared their struggles. Marcus Aurelius, Emily Dickinson, Van Gogh, kindred spirits who turned isolation into art. Modern technology complicates this. Social media promises connection but delivers caricature. Algorithms feed us confirmation bias, flattening nuance into clickbait. The intelligent hunger for substance, but the digital world thrives on snackable content. A TikTok trend lasts a week. A Plato dialogue takes a lifetime to unpack. No wonder the intelligent feel unmoored. They're astronauts adrift in a meme-obsessed cosmos. Yet even here, Schopenhauer offers guidance. He distrusted crowds, viewing them as amplifiers of ignorance. The more a man belongs to the world, he wrote, the less he belongs to himself. The intelligent must curate their mental diets with care. Follow thinkers, not influencers. Seek debates, not hot takes. Replace noise with music, literature, silence. This isn't elitism, it's self-preservation. The journey culminates in an unexpected peace. When you stop seeking external validation, you unlock a quiet power. Opinions lose their sting. Rejection becomes data, not judgment. You begin to wear your differences not as scars, but as badges of honor. The loneliness remains, but its texture changes. From a gaping wound to a sacred space, a studio where the soul's masterpiece is crafted. Schopenhauer died alone, his work largely ignored. Yet on his deathbed, he reportedly said, the truth will find its moment. Today, as mental health crises spike and societal fractures widen, his truth resonates louder than ever. The intelligent aren't misfits, they're prophets. Their loneliness is the canary's song, warning of a world suffocating under pretense. But here's the hopeful paradox. The more society rejects them, the more they're needed. Climate collapse, AI ethics, political polarization, these crises demand deep thinkers. The ones who see through the noise, who ask the right questions, who bear the weight of truth. Their isolation isn't a death sentence. It's incubation. So if you're among them, take heart. Your mind isn't a curse, it's a compass. Yes, the path is lonely, but it's yours. And somewhere in the silence, between the ache and the awe, you'll find what others spend lifetimes chasing, a life that's not just lived, but felt. Schopenhauer's final gift is this revelation: in a world of shadows, the intelligent are the flame, and